It is sometimes fascinating to realize how seemingly simple things can have such a huge impact on our daily lives. Behind some of the objects we encounter every day lies a rich history, unsuspected technological evolution, and a usefulness that goes far beyond what we imagine at first glance. This is precisely the case with those little black and white patterned squares that have been appearing everywhere in recent years. They show up on restaurant menus, advertising posters, product packaging, and even on your television screen during commercials or interactive shows. These intriguing symbols are none other than QR codes, small squares filled with patterns that appear random but actually contain an incredible amount of information. You may have already scanned one without thinking much about it, but have you ever taken the time to wonder how a QR code really works? How can a simple scan with your smartphone instantly send you to a website, a video, or even allow you to make a secure payment? What we will explore together today is much more than a technical explanation. It is a dive into the history, the functioning, and the future of a technology that constantly connects the physical and digital worlds. And you may be surprised to discover how revolutionary this discrete little square really is. When we talk about a QR code, we need to understand that the term literally means quick response. This name is no accident, as it reflects exactly why this technology was created. A QR code is a special type of two-dimensional barcode, meaning it can store information both horizontally and vertically. Unlike the traditional barcode, which is only a series of vertical lines, the QR code uses a grid of small black and white squares that allow much more data to be stored in a small space. This particular structure gives it the ability to hold hundreds of times more information than a simple barcode. The story of the QR code goes back to 1994, when it was invented by the Japanese company Denso Wave, a subsidiary of Toyota. Originally, it was not intended for the general public, but designed to track and manage spare parts in automobile manufacturing. Its ability to quickly and efficiently store data and be instantly read by a scanner made it a perfect tool for production lines where speed and accuracy were crucial. Over time, and especially thanks to the rise of smartphones, the QR code became a universal tool used in fields as varied as marketing, logistics, restaurants, and even mobile payments. Before going further, and since we are just getting started, this is the perfect time to tell you something important. If you enjoy discovering the history and inner workings of everyday objects that change our lives, think about subscribing to this channel and turning on the bell. It gives us the strength to continue creating ever richer and better documented content, and it ensures you don't miss any of the next fascinating explorations. Now that you are ready, let's continue uncovering the secrets of these mysterious coded squares. At first glance, a QR code may look like total chaos, a graphic puzzle without apparent logic, but every element it contains actually has a precise function. There are first the positioning patterns, the three large squares placed in three corners of the QR code that allow a scanner to locate and properly align the code, even if it is slightly tilted or viewed from an unusual angle. There are also timing patterns, lines of alternating small black and white squares located between the positioning patterns, which help the scanner measure the exact dimensions of the code. We also find alignment patterns, smaller squares placed within the grid that allow the scanner to read the code accurately, even if it is printed on a curved or irregular surface. Finally, there are the data modules, those countless little black and white squares that actually contain the encoded information. Despite its complex appearance, a QR code is actually a methodical organization of elements working together to transmit data. When scanned, a fast yet fascinating process is set in motion. The smartphone detector first identifies the positioning patterns to understand the orientation of the code. Then comes alignment, where the timing and alignment patterns are used to determine the exact size and shape of the code. Next is the interpretation of the binary data contained in the data modules, a sequence of ones and zeros that the software instantly translates into information understandable to the user. This can be a URL, a text, a digital business card, or even a payment order. The process is so fast that it feels almost magical. But the real feat of the QR code also lies in its ability to store a large amount of information. To give you an idea, a standard QR code can hold up to 496 alphanumeric characters, about 7,000 digits if it is only numerical data, or even binary files for images or small data. This density is made possible by smart compression and a system called error correction. Error correction allows part of the data to be reconstructed even if the QR code is partially damaged or dirty. Depending on the chosen level, a QR code can remain readable even if 30% of its surface is damaged. This makes it reliable in harsh environments, such as on outdoor signs, receipts, or packaging exposed to wear and tear. The arrival of smartphones turned the QR code into an essential digital tool. In 2017, many phone manufacturers integrated the ability to scan QR codes directly into the camera app, removing the need to install a third-party app. Then in 2020, the global health crisis caused an explosion in its use. Restaurant menus, contactless payments, registration forms, electronic tickets, everything went through these little scannable squares. And beyond convenience, the QR code demonstrated remarkable versatility. It can store links to websites, display explanatory text, transmit contact information, or even trigger precise actions like opening an app. Today, we see the rise of dynamic QR codes, whose content can be updated without changing the visual code itself. This allows a restaurant to update its online menu daily without reprinting anything, or an event organizer to update ticket information in real time. This flexibility ensures that the QR code will remain relevant in the years to come. The next time you scan a QR code, you will know it is not just a little decorative square. It is a technological bridge between the physical and digital worlds. A tool born in Japanese car factories has become a global symbol of connectivity. Whether it's ordering a meal, connecting to a Wi-Fi network, or accessing information instantly, remember that behind these small squares lies sophisticated engineering and a rich history. And it is very likely that the future still holds even more innovative and surprising uses for this technology. Because sometimes the simplest inventions, at least in appearance, are the ones that most deeply change our habits and the way we interact with the world.